Now let's jump straight into creating a abap program. If you remember, I told you our abap program is mostly select some data from a table and then do something with the data and display it. We'll do exactly that in this program. So in this case, our program will have something called selection screen. In that selection screen, the user will enter some data, some parameters. Based on those parameters, selection will be done. And the data we select from the table is copied into internal tables. That's a very important concept, internal tables. Internal tables are like databases, but databases reside in hard disk. Internal tables reside in the RAM. So they are faster. And they're faster to manipulate. There's no disk read-write happening here. All right, so in this example, there's a table called S-Flight that SAP gives as a training example. So, but first of all, we'll have to make sure that in your system, S-Flight has some data. Otherwise, we'll have to put some data in or find another table. So we'll have the general table display just to see if there's data in this table. Put a table name, say execute. Either you'll see number of hits, how many, and then you'll see the data in the table, or you'll see a thing called no values found. So let's do it. So we logged on to SAP. Either you can use the shortcut you created, or we can just say se16n. It's always a good practice to put /n in front of it. That way, even if you're inside another transaction, it'll take you right out of the transaction into the new transaction. You jump out. Alrighty. Oh, I put the S-Flight already in the last time, so it's here. So I just run it, or press F8. Wow, we have 397 hits. Let's actually click one of the rows, any row you pick, double click. So this is a table, right? The table is nothing just like an Excel sheet. Then the fields, and these are the values of the fields. Fields, values of the fields. The fields actually have technical names. What you see here are the descriptions, field names. In the coding, we'll not be using these names. We'll be using the technical names. So carrier ID, that's the American Airlines, Alaska Airlines, Air India. Connection ID, which date the flights, price of the ticket, currency is US dollars, plane type is Boeing 747, all these things. We can see the description here. So we're good. We have data now. Now let's create the code. Either we'll open a new session either by clicking here or pressing Control-N. It's a little slow. Okay, well again, SE38 is a transaction, but we will put it /n. All right, this is also already someone put it already, so I do create. So put Boris test. Type is executable. There are all these other types of programs you can do, but in this case, we'll do an executable program. We'll learn about these later. We'll mostly be using this, and these fours. Okay, and these are optional. Okay, we'll do it. The test program. This is a cross application. Doesn't matter. These are not mandatory. Save it. Now this is going to ask you, if you put in a temp package, that means it's a test program. If you put in some other packages, that means these packages are important. They're not temp programs. But this is actually a temp program, right? If you can also click here, same as putting $temp, exact same idea. We will not waste time writing the code. Copy and paste. Will give you the slide itself will have this code Then you save it and you click here. This makes it very easy to navigate. You see the program is inactive now. We'll have to activate. First we actually check there's an error. No errors found, so we activate. See all these inactive programs come up. I find it very annoying. So the way I activate is I just right click here and activate. That way only that thing comes up, only this program comes up. Activated. Now you click here. That way you can test. See, this is already a value called AB. I'll tell you how this value came. So this is a selection screen. Here it'll enter the parameters based on which you'll do the database selection. You cannot put just any random value, right? So you click here, this is a little box. It brought you all this list. AB is Air Berlin, AA is American Airlines. This is called search help. It will help you search. And if you close the date, if you click here, a calendar comes up. I'm just going to use something I entered previously. Yeah, it remembers previous. And this one I'll just keep it empty. No, I don't want to enter any value here. And instead of entering it again and again, I'm going to save it as a variant. Means next time you run it, if you delete the program, it will be gone. But next time you run it, you can select the variant. All the data will be stored in there. Then you run it, and this is the same thing comes here. And these are the values, it outputs. We will dig into the program and go into the debugger in the next video.